I went into this challenge a little blindly because I had no idea what I could do or what I could find. And it was quite a shock to me. I'm just an everyday average girl going to a discount grocery store and seeing if I could find things that were environmentally better. And it was very interesting for me. As I looked through everything, 90% of everything that I seen was plastic. And I was having a hard time thinking, how could I economically not buy so much plastic? And that's very difficult. Now, people who live in other states, maybe it's easier for them, but to go to a discount grocery store and to find things that weren't made, with plastic was almost impossible. But I did find some things that I do. Now, here on the right-hand side, most of the stuff at the discount grocery store is extremely processed. Not everything, but most of it. But I do like this bath tissue. These are very economically, and also they are really good for our skin. And I also do get some of these plates for $1.99, and they are compostable. Now, I don't use paper plate often, but we do like to have it here when we have guests. But all of this, as you can see, is plastic. Almost all of it. Plastic surely does make the world go round. But I just passed all this by. I don't really need a lot of these things as well. But then I looked at the Amish canned goods, and that was all glass. So if you needed something and you wanted to get it more sustainable, you would go and get these jams and jellies and all these foods in glass jars. And once again, they had beautiful displays, but most of it was plastic. And of course, we have the amazing chicken that is healthier for you, but that was in plastic too. Everything, my friends, everything was in plastic. So I didn't get a whole lot, but I did get the chicken because that chicken is organic, and I just had to pretty much forget about this challenge, at least some of the things anyhow. I left with the thought that if you have low income or don't want to spend much money, your food will be in plastic. Hey, all right, I just got back from the grocery store. Now I'm going to show you some examples of why these things are more environmentally stable than some other things. I wanted to do a whole grocery trip without using plastic. I couldn't do it. So I did the best I could, and let me show you. Now, we don't use paper plates, but I like to have these on hand once in a while, just in case of an emergency. But these are compostable plates. They're eco-safe. You can burn these, and there's no toxic fumes, in my opinion. And this is what they look like. They are made with recycled wood. They're heavy duty. They are great in replacement of plastic. So when these burn, they don't have any black smoke or anything like that. No foul odor. It's almost like burning wood. Or you can put these in the compost and they will degrade into your garden. So these won't sell for 99 cents. Instead of buying a whole bunch of foil pie plates, I got this round pie plate for 99 cents. Wash it over and over again. This should last a lifetime. So there you're saving on not using foil. I love these. You remember these back in the 1970s? This is what we've been eating as a snack. I get one for each of us each week. They're made with cardboard. Unfortunately, here is my issue. Now, the insides of these are made with a wax paper, which you can reuse over and over again. The paper I use for all kinds of different things. So it's not like the new plastic. It's wax, but it's still something that is probably not eco-friendly, but it's more eco-friendly than plastic. And then the brown sugar is in a box, but you open up the box and there you got the plastic. So it's one of those things where there's certain things you are going to be buying plastic. I don't have any bulk store where you can take your own bags. I don't have anything, not even remotely close to anything like that here where I live. So I try to do my best. Glass jars, I always try to find things in glass jars. Here's an example of old-fashioned apple butter, because I reuse the jars over and over again, even for canning. So here's another great eco sense, makes a lot of sense, and it's, you know, more sustainable and more better for the environment, because glass you can recycle, reuse. Now we go with these onions. Now this here is in a cloth. It's almost like a cloth. It's not a plastic, this kind. And I did get these, and I can use this cloth over and over. And what do I use this for? When I'm drying my herbs, I put my herbs in here and dry them on the rafters. I love this kind of mesh. Now I will be showing you another kind of mesh that is plastic. But this here's cloth, a cloth type cloth material. I'm sure there is some plastic maybe in it, but it's not the hard plastic. And I like reusing it over and over for that. So this is what I will use when it's done for my herbs. Then we have the oranges. And this is a harder plastic. You can see this is plastic. And what I use this for is I can put my herbs in here, but I scrunch it up and then I make scouring pads with them, and I can reuse them over and over again too. So I bought the bag, I bought the oranges, I can use the bag for a second purpose. So it's not always about not buying plastic, but it's how can you reuse it over and over again. And by making these scouring pads with these, or little scrubby things with them, it's so simple and easy. And all you do is you scrunch it up together, fold it around, and you have it to clean your dishes. Bananas. Bananas is amazing because they're bananas. There's no bags to them. The peelings make great fertilizer for your roses, for your garden. I bury a hole, I dig a hole right beside my roses, and bury the peelings in there, and the roses within 6 weeks are beautiful. Bananas are simple and easy. Everything in the banana you can use, everything. Pretty much the same with all of this. I just take this and I put it out in the garden, let it compost down, and even the onion skins, which you can use for dye. The onion skins you can use for broth. There's so many things you can use other than just the original thing that you wanted to use it for. There's so many other things. This is our favorite toilet paper, and they still had it. And this is quality and sustainability. On the back, it explains to you what they do with this toilet paper. It's recycled, but this is amazing. We plant 3 trees for every one we use. Really nice. So for every tree that they use, they have 3 trees they plant. And this is made with biodegradable products. I had got some cheap toilet paper a couple months ago, and our skin was so sensitive. It was horrible because the byproduct of it was chlorine. It was recyclable toilet paper, but it was treated with chlorine, and that is horrible. Horrible to have chlorine, especially on your skin. So here is some examples of just shopping a little more sustainability. Could put this away, and then I'll show you the one thing I had to get that has a plus to it and a minus to it, and I'll show you in a moment. The hard thing about this kind of shopping is affordability, because a lot of times when you want to be more sustainable shopping, you will find that things are so expensive. I got ground turkey for $1.99 in plastic. That's all I could do. And they want $10 for a pound of ground beef. I'm just not doing it. But what can I do with it? This has meat in it. What I like to use these for is I will reuse these over and over again for leftovers, but I just make sure I really wash it well. I got 2 packs of that. So I paid $2 for a pound of ground turkey. And then we got the diced chicken breast. Now this here is no antibiotics, and it's pre-cooked, and this was only $2. So I paid $2 for these. Once again, plastic. Almost impossible just for the regular grocery store type living, and to be very affordable. If you went to different people's farms and you bought things that way, you could really go without the plastics, but the expense is so high. Not everybody can afford that. Not everybody can afford paying $20 for a pound of, you know, ground beef or chicken or things like that. So we did the best we can, and I'll pop these in the freezer. But there you go, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and put my brown sugar into my jars. And I think that is everything in today's video. It's a struggle, but it was fun to see what I could do and just have more of a conscious effort as to what am I throwing into my cart.